So in today's video, we are diving into IELTS Speaking Part 2, also known as the Cue Card task. This part of the test can be tricky, but with the right approach, you can speak confidently and impressively. So let's break down what cue cards are, and I'll give you some useful strategies to make your response stand out. What is a cue card? Let's start with the basics. In part 2 of the IELTS speaking test, the examiner gives you a cue card with a topic. It might say something like, describe a time you helped someone. You'll also see a few prompts on the card, like who the person was, what you did to help, and how it made you feel, and why you decided to help them. These prompts on the card will give you some idea of what you need to talk about during the conversation. With this topic, you'll have 1 minute to prepare your answer. After that, you'll need to speak for up to 2 minutes. Sounds challenging, right? But don't worry, I'll show you how to make the most of that preparation time. Let's start with step 1. Quickly brainstorm ideas. The first thing to do when you see the cue card is to brainstorm quickly. Think of a story or example that fits the topic. It does not have to be the most exciting story in the world. It just needs to be something you can explain comfortably. Let's look at another example. Describe a memorable holiday. Here, your brain might go straight to your favorite travel experience, like a family trip to the mountains or a solo adventure to a new city. Pick a story you can talk about easily. Remember, it's not about impressing with the story itself, but with your ability to speak fluently and clearly. Step 2. Take down keywords. These should be 1 or 2 words that remind you of each part of the story. For example, with the memorable holiday topic, let's say you're thinking of a trip to the beach with friends. You might write down keywords like beach, friends, surfing, and sunset. These words will help you stay organized and make sure you cover each part of the prompt when you're speaking. Step 3. Structure your answer. Step 3 is to structure your answer into 3 parts: beginning, middle, and end. This will make your response clear and engaging. Here's a simple format you can use with almost any cue card topic. The first part is the beginning part. In this part, you introduce the story or event. The second part is the middle part. In this part, you describe the main details like where it happened, who was involved, and what you did. And the last part is the ending part. In this part, you will explain why this experience was memorable or meaningful. Let's try another example together. Imagine the cue card says, describe an interesting hobby that you enjoy. For this one, let's say your hobby is cooking. Here's how you can structure your response. In the beginning part, you can say, I've always loved cooking as a hobby, especially trying out new recipes from around the world. In the middle part, you can say, one of my favorite experiences was learning how to make sushi at home. I watched videos, bought fresh ingredients, and spent hours perfecting each roll. It was challenging at first, but eventually got the hang of it. In the end part, you can say, cooking is special to me because it's both relaxing and creative. Plus, it's something I can share with my friends and family, which makes it even more enjoyable. See how each part naturally flows to the next? This structure helps your response organized and makes it easier for the examiner to follow. Now here are some practice tips and more examples. Now that you understand the structure, let's look at some other common cue card topics and brainstorm ideas for each. The first cue card topic is describe a person you admire. In this cue card topic, you can use keywords like mother, hardworking, inspiring, supportive. And the story you can tell, like talk about why you admire them, give an example of the qualities, and explain how they've influenced you. Let's take another example. In this cue card, it says, describe a skill you'd like to learn. In this cue card, use topics like guitar, online classes, challenging, fun. In the story part, you can explain why you want to learn the guitar, how you plan to start, and what excites you about it. Let's take the third example. In this example, the topic is describe an interesting place you've visited. In this cue card topic, you can use keywords like museum, ancient history, interactive exhibits, learned a lot. And in this cue card, you can share a story. For example, describe the place, what you saw, and why it was interesting to you. The key here is to keep practicing. Set a timer for 1 minute, read a cue card topic, brainstorm your keywords, and then give your answer. Over time, you'll get faster and more confident. These are some final tips for a great cue card response. Tip number 1, stay calm and confident. Remember, the examiner is not expecting perfection. Focus on speaking naturally. Number 2, do not rush. Try to speak clearly and take your time. Pausing for a second between ideas can actually help your fluency. Tip number 3, be creative. If you can't think of a real story, make one up. The examiner cares more about your fluency than the truth of the story. That's it for today. Cue cards do not have to be intimidating. With a little practice, you can turn them into a chance to show off your English skills. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with anyone else who's preparing for IELTS. Good luck with your speaking test, and I'll see you in the next video.